Hi, so my name is Andy, and I am a friend of Mr. Ingram's from the US. We taught high school together. And I actually stopped teaching about 2 years ago, and I started my master's degree in both the environment and the business school. And this past summer, I worked as a consultant for a social and environmental consulting firm, and we worked with big companies both locally and abroad to help them with different environmental and social initiatives. So, for example, I worked with clients like Morgan Stanley, which is a big bank here in the US. They also have international offices also, and we did a materiality assessment for them. And basically what that means is you look at all the different things that would help them to reduce their costs, both environmentally and socially. So you might look at alternative energy sources, you might look at their service offerings and how they're able to better empower people with what they do. And you look at a bunch of different things like that. I also worked with Burt's Bees, who I don't know if they're in Ecuador, but they do like chapsticks and that kind of stuff, and basic care for people. And with them, I looked at a bunch of different companies across the industry and helped them come up with a marketing plan for how they could better communicate their sustainability message to consumers. So what that means is I helped them to figure out that they could better put sustainability messaging on their packaging, and just really trying to communicate to the consumer exactly what they're doing and if it's socially responsible or not socially responsible. Another client of mine was International Paper, and we had an idea of working forests, and we kind of messaged their whole sustainability strategy around working forests. What a working forest is it means that the farmers on the forest actually take care of the trees in a sustainable way so that the trees keep growing over the long term, and so that we have paper sources over the long term. And they're really working right now to transition the world really from plastic to paper, because if paper can be used in a sustainable way through a working forest, then it has a closed life cycle. So they can harvest the tree, turn it into paper, and then they can take that paper and compost it and put it back in the ground and then use that again to basically create the same tree. So it creates a closed loop. So those are just some of the things that I did this summer as an environmental and social consultant. A lot of the things that I do in business school are tailored towards working in corporate social responsibility and corporate sustainability, because I think that there's a really awesome nexus to work with leveraging both financial and environmental resources to really empower individuals both domestically and abroad. As a woman, anyone can do anything in science and anyone can do anything in business. I think a lot of times women get seen as, do English or do history or something like that, but there's a lot of power in a woman being able to do science or do math, and it's also makes us more competitive because not many people do what we do, and I'm in business school, 30% female, 70% male. So there's a really big value add there as well for me as a woman in this field. In the future, I'm probably going to go back towards the education space, specifically using environmental concepts to engage youth with the community at large. But there's a lot of things that you need to know about financial resources in order to invest people in your ideas and engage people with your ideas, and it can get a little bit complicated. I actually wish that I could ask for questions, because I could probably go on and on about other things that I've done or I will be doing. I just got back from the Net Impact Conference, which is a really big conference domestically where people from all over the country who are in like-minded, who are very like-minded, and they're in business schools and public policy schools and other master's degrees, and they get together and talk with big companies and talk about different sustainability initiatives that these companies have. So, for example, I talked with Intel about their processes, and they're doing a lot of things around women's education and women's empowerment, which is really, really, really fascinating. You should look it up. I also talked with Starbucks, who has a super interesting commitment to the environment, and so they do a lot of things with sustainability, but their model is really to infuse sustainability across their entire company and not just have one small department. I talked with a lot of education, of course, as well, people, and it was really just a really awesome opportunity to meet people from all over the country who are also passionate about the environment and working towards a more sustainable future, both for ourselves and for our future generations. The definition of sustainability, which I'm sure Mr. Ingram has talked about a lot. But I'm really more than happy to answer any questions. It's probably easier for me to answer via email, and Mr. Ingram can give anyone my email, and I'd be more than happy to talk to you and get any thoughts that you might have or any other questions or things like that. Yeah, so I guess this is kind of me blabbering on, but Mr. Ingram's awesome. I wish that I had him as a teacher, so I hope you guys are having a lot of fun, and I am sure that I will hopefully hear from some of you guys. Have a great week. Bye.